So I'm Heidi Schmidt with Opticom. Hello, welcome. Unique products is what we're going to talk about. So the IP networking monitors, these are really cool. And we're just going to kind of briefly overview these topics. I don't want to take everybody's time. I know we're all working really hard still. So, so the IP networking monitors, these are available in a 15.6 inch. And then that is a special order size, just so you know, but in stock readily available is a 21.5 inch, 24 inches, 32 inches, 43 inches, 46 inches, and we've got our first shipment of 50 inches on the way. So that'll be in within the week or within the month. So a huge variety of sizes. We've actually offered these for a really long time and never really promoted them until the past 2 years. And since we started promoting them, we can barely keep them on the shelf. So a really great product for facilities and industrial sites. They are a great replacement versus if you have an operator cab in any kind of manufacturing plant or any kind of facility, plant, mill, things like that. You've got an operator cab and they've got a computer already there running their automation. So this is really great. They can just put the monitor up for cameras, which assuming that they would be putting a monitor up for cameras anyway, but they don't need an additional computer for this. So this monitor actually accesses the network through an IP address. You assign it an IP address just like anything else, and then you hook it into a PoE switch. You do have to power it locally. It comes with a power supply. It draws more than a typical camera would, but it gets on the network. So you can go on the network and you can load up whatever cameras you want to load up on that that monitor to see. So if you've got a 85 camera system, you can take that 32-inch monitor and maybe pop 8 of those cameras on for that particular operator, or 16 of those cameras. So they come in a variety. So the smaller monitors are going to be 16 channels. Yeah, we don't do the 8s anymore. So it's going to be 16 channel max. So 16 cameras max on the smaller monitors. And then the 43 and the 46 and the 50s are all going to be up to 32 channels. So 32 cameras can be viewed on the screen at a time. But it also has the capabilities, much like an NVR or a VMS system, where you can do different screens, where you have like the one big screen and maybe the small screens around it, or you just have 4 at a time, or you're sequential with the first 4, the next 4, so on and so forth. So it's got a lot of those still, those options as well. So those are the IP networking monitors, and the part number on that's going to be LCDI dash the size, like so LCDI dash 215, which is a 21.5 IP. So if you see that IP at the end of the monitor part number, then you know that it's one of the IP networking monitors. Now these are industrial rated with metal housings. These are heavy duty, really fantastic monitors. So you can always find more information on our site. You can call our office. We can send you spec sheets. We can walk you through it, anything like that. But definitely let us help you with that. It's a great tool when you're getting into the larger systems. So that's our first item. Let me pop up the screen share here for our handy dandy. Look at that. I just need to pull it up to where it's a presentation. There we go. So we'll go through. So the monitors, you have the 8, the 16, the 32s, IP address, PoE switch. Okay, so next, again, basic. We're starting off with some of the easy stuff that you might already know we offer, and then we'll get into the crazy stuff. So this is going to be our monitor vibration mount, right? So this is it right here. Boom. Super simple. Nothing crazy, not rocket science. Guys, there's rubber grommets. I'm going to put that up there so you can see it. So there's rubber grommets in between the mount itself, and that's just going to absorb the shock and the vibration before it hits the monitor. So this part goes onto the wall itself, right? It can go side to side, and then you've got this part right here, which you kind of unscrew it, right? And then it's got a tilt to it. Super simple. What I love about when you install this, what makes it really easy, is that this plate, and I have it all screwed in right now. This plate removes this front plate. You can see how that is. It actually comes off. So you mount this to the back of the monitor, and then you mount this to the wall. So then you're just taking the monitor, putting it in place and dropping it in. Okay. So it's not like some crazy kind of mounting. So you do that, everything's super sturdy. So if you put a tilt on it, it's not going to come undone. If you, go to the side or anything like that, it's not going to vibrate out of place. Again, super easy, but just something when you get in industrial sites, that you definitely want to consider when you're around a lot of heavy machinery. So, so something to keep in mind is the monitor mount. And then we have got, oh yeah, so that's a 13 to 27 inch. Now, when you get above a 27 inch on that, we do have extenders for this. So the part number on the monitor mount is the MVM-LCD1. The part number on the extenders are MVM-LCD1A for adapter. And that just lets you do the larger monitors. Everything's a VESA mounting pattern. So we keep it standard all across the board. It's going to be a VESA mounting pattern. It's just the different sizes. So for VESA, there's like 75 millimeter, 100 millimeter, 200, 400. I think they're up to like 600 now. So everything's going to be standard that way. And our adapters, I think, do 100 and 200. And then a 66-pound maximum on that monitor, which is a pretty decent size monitor when you do that. So that is the vibration monitor mount. Okay, I'm so excited about this one. I'm gonna leave the screen up for just a minute and then I'll actually show this to you. So this is the CPS 101 HD and the CPS 201. So what this is, if you look at the picture, so I don't know if you can see my mouse, but look at this snazzy little thing I can do, I can draw. So if you look at these cameras right here, right? So you can transmit, 3 cameras would go into the transmitter and they would go over 1 coax cable. And then it comes back out on the other end as 3 different separate signals again. Okay, so let me make sure you get this. So I've got, like, here's the one. Well, let me show you the 201. I've got them both here. So I'm going to show you how the backs of these look. Okay, so that's it. So this is going to be straight coax, right? So, but these will take the HD coax, which is really important, right? Because that's kind of, if you're not going IP, you're definitely going HD. So this is it. So you can do 3, 1, 2, 3. So you can transmit 3 cameras over 1 coax by using this. So transmitter, your 3 cameras go in, 1, 2, 3, and then there's your 1 coax. So you're going to go 300 feet, 400, whatever it is you're going to do. You're going to transmit that, and then you're going to go to your receiver on the other end. It's going to come in here, and then you're going to have 1, 2, 3 individual signals that come out. So that's really important. Commercial sites, industrial sites, not really residential. I mean, I guess they could, but commercial and industrial sites, to add a camera and not have to drop, 500 feet of cable or 200 or whatever, right? Dropping cable is not pleasant. So it's going to save a lot of money and labor, and then the cost of the cable as well. So this is definitely something that's just different. It's unique. It's on the market and available for your customers. What a solution you can provide when you walk into a customer site and they've got coax and they're not looking to change and they just need to add a couple cameras. You're going to be their hero when they don't have to drop a line of cable, right? So something to know. And then you've got the CPS, and it's funny because it's so much smaller, right? Like the 201 and the 101. So this is the CPS 101. I mean, like, really, these are, I mean, it fits in the palm of my hand, right? So this one allows you to do 2 cameras over 1 coax. So same idea, works the same way, splits that signal right back out. You do need to order the separate power supplies for these because they are not included, but super, super simple. Again, just a really unique feature, or not feature, but product that you can offer to your customers, something that sets you apart. Not earth-shattering, but something that could make a real big difference in their facility. So something to think about there. Let's see. And then, so that shows the setup on how this actually goes, the little chart graph here. And we've got spec sheets on all this, and we have another little graph just like this, or not graph, but drawing imagery thing that shows the CPS 101. So if you needed to see that. All right, so this is super simple, right? It's a microphone, guys. Like, really simple, and I've got it right here. It's small, just to know that it's available. That's the only reason we're showing you this, is it's not crazy, it's not unique, but it's just something you forget about. Maybe you're in a place that, you know what, they've already got cameras and they want to record. Maybe you've got, and you know what, and I don't know, let me see who's on my thing. I've got distributors on here, so I can talk to you like salespeople, right? So I don't know how y'all sell, but I don't like to sell a customer a camera that has audio and has everything. I don't like to sell them more than they need, right? If they've already got an existing camera and they just need audio, I like to just sell them what they need, which would be a microphone. I don't need them to rip out their camera and put a whole brand new one in order to accomplish that. I like to be fair with people. So I hope that you are the same way. So this is a really great way that they can add something to an existing system that they already have without having to break the budget. And this is great. I don't know if you'd want to record in a residential application, but for commercial and industrial, again, you have to check your laws and things like that on what is and is not allowed in your state, and if it is allowed, what restrictions there are, what you have to post, things like that. But it's something that, again, just something else you can add, that added feature to a customer, and that's where you build up trust. So in sales, I've been doing camera sales a long time. I think I added up. I said it on a training a couple weeks ago, like 16 years or 15 years or 14, I don't know, somewhere in that range. And I've been in this industry, and a lot of what I've done with people, and I see the names on this list, and I know a lot of you, and is building trust of letting people know, I'm not going to sell you something you don't need. I tell people all the time, like, well, I really want this. I said, look, man, I'll sell it to you. I'm gonna make a whole lot more money, right? Selling that to you, but I can promise you, you only need this, right? And that builds a lot of trust. So with these kinds of little features of the microphone and things like that, it's just things you can add to build trust and build value in that sales relationship. I'm not gonna go into how to sell. Okay, so next, you are all very competent and you know what you're doing. So a quad, right? And you're thinking, oh my goodness, why does she have a quad on here? It was made in 1980. And I feel you, I hear you, and I understand your concern. You would be shocked and amazed at how many of these we still move. They're new, they're not actually from 1980. They're in production still here in 2020. I'm not gonna talk about this for long, but here's the one key feature. The one thing that sets this apart from a DVR, from an NVR, from anything else, aside from the fact that it's old as dirt. It will do a two-way split screen. Sometimes your facilities, factories, plants, whatever it is, they only need to see two cameras on a screen. So you're thinking, all right, well, we throw them a DVR, we put it on an NVR, whatever. Well, the problem with that is they're all programmed to do a minimum of a four-way split screen. So then they've got camera 1 and camera 2 up here, right? But then they're taking up the screen with two blank images on the bottom. It's a waste of screen, number one, and the images are too small. So the fact that this will do a two-way split is incredible. So they can have a 21.5-inch monitor, and that whole monitor is taken up with the two videos, right? It does sequencing, so you could switch from one to the other. You know, it's still a quad and a switcher, right? They used to be called switchers. They actually used to not be. Quads and switchers were separate. You couldn't have one that did both. You either had a switcher or a quad. So there's a little history for those of you who didn't know that. But now it's all combined. So you can go that way, and it'll do a two-way split screen, a four-way split screen, and an 8 split screen. So again, that's the big feature of this, because you're going to come into a problem or a situation that maybe you haven't yet, where somebody's like, I just want the two cameras on the screen. And they're going to want, you're going to sell them the DVR or the NVR, however you're going to sell it. And they're going to have the 4, and it's just not going to work for them. So every now and then, you got to go back to the old school to make it, better for the customer. So that's the only reason we put that on there, is because of the two-way split screen. So next, what is next? Oh my goodness, this is so exciting. Okay, that camera does not look like a special camera. It's just a bullet camera, right? Which, I think it's more than a bullet camera. But that's it. So here's something super cool about these cameras that I absolutely love. And if you've been on any of our other trainings, I have made a point to go through this, because, man, sometimes I'm just like, wow, we think of everything. Not me personally, I promise. But, it's just these little added features. So here's your bullet camera, right? Now, this is good for our bullet cameras that have a varifocal lens or a motorized lens, any of our bigger bullet cameras or our bigger IP dome cameras. So this is only on the IP side. So the networking stuff that's got a varifocal, so any of our 4141 series, our 4151, our 8 megs, our 4 megs, any of that stuff. So it's got this whole slew of cables, and you're thinking, what the heck do you need all these cables for, right? So I'm gonna run through this, because this is how we just do a little something extra that makes it just a little bit easier for your installer. So you may not appreciate this, but the guy coming to your counter that's going to have to install this stuff later, man, when you tell him about these features, he's going to like this, right? So this is the good stuff. Okay, so I'm going to run through this. Hold on, I'm going to try to do this without breaking. My computer's right here, without breaking it, or the camera, right? Well, the camera's not going to break. That's one thing we do really well. Durable, reliable stuff. So, all right, so here we go. We're just going to grab and go here is what we've got. So this little thing right here, headphones, right? So if you want to hook it up to speakers or headphones, it doesn't matter, but right here, you've got your headphones. And if you have headphones, that means you've got audio somewhere, right? So here's a microphone, your microphone, okay? So that's for your mic plug-in. So it's two-way audio in and audio out, right? So again, we're not doing the features on the camera, but it's just a lot of features for your installers. This is an alarm. So the camera itself has an alarm in and an alarm out. So you can trip this camera with the alarm on its own, which is, again, super unique, okay? And then you've got this right here, RS485, right? So you can control this through the RS485. Power, you can power it locally, right? So two cool things about this. So it's PoE as well as all our, all IP networking, but it is PoE, but you can power it locally. There's a BNC on here. So you know what that means? So you got two things right now. When you're installing, you can test this bad boy, okay? That's one. You can also test it, because when you open it up, there's a little plug in here with a cable that comes with it with a little BNC. So if you've got this installed and it's hidden in the wall already, you can still hook up a test monitor to this when you're trying to adjust the varifocal or adjust the settings or whatever you want to do. Super cool. Okay, so that's one thing, is it's got the BNC. I'm talking fast today, guys. Slow me down. And then here's what I love, right? So this is the waterproof connection on this. It's so cool, right? Just brilliant. I wish I was as smart as the people at the design team, the R&D guys, right? So they can come up with some stuff. So standard RJ45 connection, right? There's a little grommet right here, weatherproof stripping right there. So you make your cable, you stick your cable through here. Okay, I'm gonna put that down. Through here and then through here, okay? And this is like this. So your cable comes through here, and then you've got your RJ45 connection here. That connection's gonna plug right into this, right? Boom, RJ45 connection is in. And then you screw this part onto here, okay? And that's weather tight sealed right there, boom. And then this part, so right in here, you can see there's like a kind of, you see that white? It's a little bit different from the outside because this is plastic and then this is like a rubber. I say rubber, it's weatherproofing of some sort. It could be rubber. I don't know, that's not my department. But so you do that. And then when you screw this on, it actually tightens this around to where it seals it, to where it's super, super tight so water doesn't get in, right? So then your cable, and you see how tiny that little hole is right there, right? That's way smaller than a typical Cat 5, Cat 6 cable, right? So that means it's gonna be super snug. And as you twist this and tighten it around like that, super snug. So that's why we have this on this. Or on this little unique products, because it's not the product, it's just the features on this product. I mean, look at that. So everything that your customer could potentially need to do for that install to make his job easier, go smoother, go faster, and with less problems is right there on that camera. So it's things like that that are just unique and are different and are set apart that just make the job a little bit easier. Okay, so I'm gonna pull this up and we will go right over to, so yeah, the microphone. Yep, I didn't miss anything. Perfect. I like when that happens. Oh yes. All right, so this is super simple. Mag 95, guys, nothing crazy. It's a magnet, 95-pound magnet. We had, so for those of you who don't know, we do a lot of business in the sawmill industry. That's one of our industries that we do a lot of work in, okay? So we had mills, right, sawmills, and sawmills, there's like a tremendous amount of vibration. And so you've got, whatever, we're not even gonna go down there, but it's a lot of vibration. So if you mount a camera, eventually the screws, right, that you mount the camera on could potentially come out. You've got really expensive machinery. So a lot of times these guys need to mount the cameras on the machinery. So then you're screwing, like drilling holes into, you know, a machine that costs $500,000 or $2 million, right? Like, I mean, just crazy stuff. So this is what we do, right? So these are super effective, cost effective, and just in general effective. It's a 95-pound magnet. And if you can put this, you can put this and mount this to the bottom of the base of your bracket and use it as an additional mount. And then your guys just, boom, they just pop it somewhere and use it that way. So super simple. Again, nothing crazy, but something that you need to know is out there. So every manufacturing plant facility, they should have these. It's going to hold. The camera is not going to slide down, I promise. But it's a simple sale. I mean, it costs like, I don't know, 12 bucks. I mean, like, it's nothing crazy. It's not going to bring anything home, but you're adding, you know, the value to your customer of saying, hey, I don't want you to drill into that machine, man. Let's use this and put it here. A lot of these facilities have like aluminum siding or metal siding and stuff. Same thing, pops right onto there. The rafters pops right up there. Then these guys aren't drilling. It makes install so much faster. And then when they do it and they need to move the camera because they got the wrong angle, boom, it's magnetic. You just move it, right? So super simple. Again, nothing crazy. Couple bucks to add on. Again, it's not going to bring in much in the sales department, but man, is it going to add so much value to your customer and what they can do and what they need. Okay, I'm getting all salesy again, guys. All right, so wireless. Oh, goodness, let me back my chair out for a minute here. Okay, wireless video technology. IP networking, HD TVI, and analog. This is in here because it is unique and not everybody does it. And we just want to say, hey, we've got it, we do it, we heard you, we listened, we still have it. So we've got it for analog platforms, for HD TVI, and IP networking platforms. So we've just recently changed out our IP networking. So I've got, I'm going to show it to you, right? So I'm so excited. So this is it, super simple, clean lined, way smaller than the old one, not nearly as heavy as the old one. It's just different. So with this, what we did is we've got it where it's super simple. So if you get right, might have to stand up to do this. So you can get in here, right? So, and you see you've got your RJ45 connections in there, dip switches. You see that right there? So we've got this set up to where the install on an IP networking system is simple. It's through dip switches. Which makes it a lot easier, alleviates tech support calls for you, for us, for everyone, and it's simple. Anybody can do it. So we're really excited. This goes up to 1 mile, and it does the IP networking. Like I said, they can be used. You get the same one transmitter or receiver, repeater. You know what I mean? It's when you get into the IP stuff, it's so easy. Versus analog, you have to have the one that's specific for a receiver and specific for a transmitter and a repeater and yada yada. This is super, super simple. So if your guy sets up his system, gets everything there, and then on the fly decides to change things up, he can do that without it being a big deal. So we're really excited about the wireless. So we've got the options there. Oh, and there's a little built-in level there for you too, which is super cool. So that's all I'm going to talk about with that. But we've got it in all of the technology platforms, which is good. And then the other uniqueness just of our product line in general, if you're not familiar, and this is all we have about this, is we've just got industrial products that are super unique and do set us apart from a lot of other manufacturers out there, right? So our stuff's high impact, vibration resistant, explosion rated, waterproof, submersible, dust proof, bacteria resistant, corrosion resistant. So there's a lot of different features that we offer, and I've actually not shown you any of that I have listed here, except for the vibration mount on this particular training. If you go to our YouTube channel, just type in YouTube and Opticom Tech and it'll pull us up. We've got all kind of training videos on our industrial product line. But that's kind of what we do, is we provide really unique solutions and really unique products to our customers. We like to provide a solution. And like I said at the beginning, it's not always a matter of they have a problem and we need to solve it. Sometimes it's a matter of them saying, oh yeah, you know what, we do this, and they just don't realize there's a better way, like dropping an extra line of cable. It's not a problem that they have to drop more cable to add a camera, but there's a better way. There's a solution for that if that camera is going to be near another camera. So it's kind of things like that, right? That we like to provide solutions with unique products and unique ideas. So I think that we'll get this up here. I just brought it down. I think that's it. Yeah, so subscribe on our channel on YouTube, like I said. Set up training. If you're like, hey, this is some good stuff, you don't have to have it with me. I can get annoying. It's cool. but set up training with us. Call us up and say, hey, I want to set up a training with my team. We can do a live webinar, Zoom, right? We're all getting familiar with how to Zoom and do all this live stuff now. Follow us on Facebook. We post our videos on there. We post product announcements, products, everything. And everything going on Opticom is on our Facebook and on our LinkedIn Opticom. So find us on there and connect with us for sure. That way you're kind of up to speed on everything. And then all of our contact information is there as well. So otherwise, if anybody has any questions, you can shoot us an email. You can email info@opticomtech.com and we can get back to you. Or again, our website's www.opticomtech.com. And I hope that all of you have a really, really fantastic day. And thanks for hopping on and learning a little bit more about Opticom. Bye guys, have a really great day.